When the music of the heart is silenced by pain, only purpose can bring back the rhythm of life. He used to hum in his sleep. Even as a little boy, everyone in the compound said the same thing. This child was born with music in his soul. While other kids chased tires and fought over biscuits, Emeka would sit with his grandmother's transistor radio and try to mimic the singers he heard. His mother used a joke: if I ever lose him in the market, I will just follow the sound of someone singing off key. But everything changed on a Tuesday afternoon. He was just 14 when the incident happened. His mother was returning from the market. Emeka had begged her to buy him a new cassette. That cassette never made it home. A speeding truck took her life instantly. The last thing she ever bought was a small pack of chewing gum for her, singing Superstar. The house that once danced with music turned cold. Emeka stopped singing. He stopped smiling. He stopped being Emeka. For months, he lived in silence. His once curious eyes became dull, and he wouldn't even touch the old radio. His father, overwhelmed with the grief, began drinking heavily. Bills piled up, and the house that once smelled of jollof rice and laughter now smelled like dust, sadness, and regret. One night, as rain poured down and thunder cracked through the skies, Emeka heard a familiar tune, his mother's favorite song, playing faintly from the neighbor's generator-powered radio. He burst into tears. He cried not because of the song, but because, for the first time in months, he felt something again. They say time heals all wounds, but for Emeka, it wasn't time. It was the sound of a broken radio and an old memory. The next morning, he found the courage to dust off his mother's transistor radio. It didn't work at first, but after a few taps and some fresh batteries, it came back to life, crackling and half-muted but alive. Just like him, he started singing again, but only to himself, in the bathroom, at night behind closed doors. Until one day, the local church announced a Youth Talent Sunday. His best friend, Seyi, secretly wrote his name down. When Emeka saw his name on the list, he almost backed out, but something whispered in his chest: do it for her. That Sunday, he stood up on stage, knees shaking, eyes teary. The mic was old, the keyboard was out of tune, but Emeka opened his mouth. Time stood still. Even the old pastor who always slept during service sat up. When he finished, the entire church erupted. The claps weren't just loud, they were healing. For the first time in 2 years, his father looked at him and smiled. That night, Emeka knew music wasn't just a hobby, it was his lifeline. Emeka began posting covers online with a small borrowed phone and free Wi-Fi from a neighbor's roof. His voice didn't sound like the polished artist on the radio. It sounded real, raw, full of scares and soul. People noticed. A music producer from Lagos messaged him after a friend reposted one of his singing videos. "Let's talk," he said. Emeka almost deleted the message, thinking it was a scam, but something told him to reply. 3 years later, Emeka was performing in front of thousands at a music festival in Ghana. He had no big label, no rich uncle, just a deep voice, a deeper story, and a dream born from loss. During one interview, the host asked, "What made you start singing?" He smiled and looked into the camera. "My mother died buying me a cassette. The least I can do is make sure her sacrifice wasn't in vain." Today, Emeka runs a foundation that sponsors offers music education for orphans across West Africa. He still sings with the same passion, only louder now, so his mother can hear him from heaven.